Employee records can be confusing to some, especially small businesses. What do you keep? How long do you keep what? Let's talk about what's inside your personnel files at your small business. My name is Nina, and I'm about to get in your business. There are a number of records that should be kept by small businesses. For the purposes of this video, we will only be discussing personnel files and Texas requirements since I am based in Texas. Personnel files contain most of the records related to an employee's tenure at your company. Personnel files can be helpful in providing management with critical information about the employee. These files store records such as used PTO, payroll and transfers, training and development programs, salary updates, and track other benefits. The state of Texas, which is where I'm based, does not require employers to allow employees to view the content of their personnel file except in the case of public employees. Public employees in Texas can request copies of their personnel file documents under the Public Information Act. With that being said, here are just some of the items I recommend that are kept in an employee's folder. Employee's full name. This is the same name that appears on the employee's Social Security records. Employee's current home address, including the employee's zip code. Employee's date of birth. This only applies if the employee is under 19 years of age. An alternative is to maintain an age certification or other proof of the child's age. Work week applicable to the employee. This lists the days and the times the employee is required to work. Employee's rate of pay. This applies to work weeks in which overtime is worked. In addition, the records must also reflect any payments to the employee that are not included in the regular rate. Wage payment basis. This is the basic pay rate applied to the employee's straight time earnings. Timesheet and/or hours worked by the employee. The records of hours worked should show hours worked each day and total hours for each work week. Overtime pay on a work week basis. This shows total overtime compensation for each work week in which the overtime is worked. Deductions from and additions to each employee's pay. These records must be maintained individually for each employee and must reflect the types of deductions or additions, the amounts deducted or added, and the dates of the deductions or additions. Deductions may include health insurance premiums and court-ordered garnishments. Additions could include things like bonuses. Pay periods. Pay periods show the dates on which each employee is paid, as well as the pay period applying to each employee's wage or salary payment. Back pay. This relates to any government-supervised back pay or retroactive pay to the employee that is given as the result of an employment claim or lawsuit. Such records must reflect the employees receiving the back pay, the amount of the payment, the period covered by the payment, the date the payment was made, and dates of receipt of the payment by the employee. Some other items I recommend keeping in an employee folder: any copies of IRS Form W-2 that are mailed to the employee and are returned to you as undeliverable. You don't open it once you get it back. You place the unopened letter in the personnel file. Complete information for any business expense that was reimbursed to the employee. Periods for which employees were paid while absent due to sickness or injury, and the amount and weekly rate of payment or third-party payers made to them. I recommend some documents containing sensitive information be kept in their own separate files, like medical records, I-9 forms, safety records, and grievances or investigations. This information should be made available on an as-needed basis. How long should a company keep employee records? While some wage and hour records must be kept only 2 years, others require retentions for 3 years under the federal law. Since the Texas unemployment tax rules require a 4-year retention period for payroll records, it is a good idea to keep personnel records for a minimum of 4 years after the employee leaves your company. This video is not an all-inclusive list of items that should be maintained in a personnel file. Use the information in this video to help create your company's customized list of items to keep in your employees' folder. Litigation cases and state audits can hit a business at any time. Personnel files can be crucial to stating your case in a court of law or to the Texas Workforce Commission. I do caution business owners to never put anything in a personnel file that you, the business owner, would be ashamed to show to another person or 12 jurors. Always remember, anything in an employee's personnel file is discoverable in a claim or lawsuit filed by or on behalf of that employee. I hope you found that information and video helpful. If so, please click that like button and also share the video with other business owners that you know. Thanks for watching.